Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. Hope you're having a great day today, or as good as possible, on this wonderful planet that we live on. Today's video is a very serious subject, and I'd like to address two gentlemen. One is Neal Mohan, I think that's how his name is pronounced, and the other is, I think, called Conor Kavanagh. They both work at YouTube. Neal Mohan is the CEO, and Conor, I think, is in their policies department, and I think he has his own YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure he does. I will look into it, and if he does, I'll put a link in the description. I shall be releasing this video on YouTube and on X at the same time, whether there are restrictions on this video or not, because I want to address Mr. Mohan, and I will be putting both their names in the titles because this is a huge subject, and apparently they appreciate feedback from creators. So this is my feedback. A lot of creators for a long time have been very afraid to use trigger words, and in whatever context they're speaking in, it's sort of always YouTube has decided that's bad. Like if you say the word COVID is bad, then you risk being deplatformed or demonetized. Or if you use the word rape. I have actually seen YouTubers who use another word. They are so scared to use a word because they fear their channel will be taken down, or they'll be demonetized, or they will get some trouble from YouTube. And it's obvious from what I'm about to play you under fair use and fair dealing that YouTube realise this, that they have been going down the wrong path of sweeping judgments, presumably with AI, which is incredibly basic and cannot distinguish whether a creator is talking about rape in a sensitive way and to help victims, an educational way, or whether they are being abusive. The AI just hears the word and that's it, across the board, which limits free speech, wouldn't you think? I also notice that since the Russell Brand kickoff and YouTube demonetising him, Neal Mohan, interestingly enough, has found the need to come forward and talk to the press and defend his decisions. I've never seen him do this before. I could be wrong, maybe he has, but I personally have never seen him feel the need to go to the press and say, we did this because of A, B and C. Now, I completely disagree with Neal Mohan's decision and others at YouTube demonetising Russell Brand. He has not been arrested, he has not been charged, he has not been convicted, he has not appealed a conviction. None of those things have happened. And my channel and Graham's channel, ever since we mentioned innocent until proven guilty, our channels have been penalised for us daring to want a justice system and not a witch-burning witch hunt of which YouTube, in my opinion, are participating by going along with this cancel culture, joining the lynch mob, being too afraid to stand alone. And so that was the point, really, the breaking point for me after having supported YouTube since 2005. That was the push I needed. And I have started on X, formerly known as Twitter, which is owned by Elon Musk, who is a free speech absolutist by his own admission. So what Elon is doing, or has done, with Twitter, he's not only changed the name to X, it's obvious to me he is setting up and heading in the direction of becoming a serious and threatening competitor to YouTube. And not before time, because whenever you have a company that has a monopoly, they just behave as they like, without consequence. They're like, where else you gonna go? Well, now there is another option. Now, Graham and I, as I've said before, are not leaving YouTube, but we have set up on X in the eventuality that we're closed down or we're penalised really severely, as was the case with Yankee Wally. They just took her channel down and never explained why. And subsequent channels were taken down. Elon, since he's made it available that people can upload videos of up to 3 hours if you pay for the premium service, which is $8 a month, it has automatically become a direct competitor to YouTube. And over time, believe me, more and more people, more and more creators will set up on X as well as on YouTube. I wouldn't encourage anybody to leave YouTube, dump YouTube. For a start, that's cancel culture in itself. But I don't like that they feel that they can just do what they like without rhyme or reason. And that the customers have, up until now, that's everybody, commenters, creators, all the users on what they call us an ecosystem. I mean, what the hell is even that? I like the fact that there is an alternative that exists. You can even go live on X now. Now, you don't have to have an X account to watch videos on X. You can just click the link, and the link to my X will be in the description and in a pinned comment. You don't have to join the community. You click on that link, it goes straight to that particular video, press play, watch the video, and you can then come back to YouTube and comment. If you choose, you can sign up to X. It's completely free to have an X account. You only pay if you want the premium services, which I do, because I want to be able to upload longer videos. I want to be able to use my X account in the way that I use my YouTube account. Now, I'm just going to play you a little bit under fair use and fair dealing of Conor telling us a little bit about improvements, shall we say, that they're making at YouTube. Now, to me, this suggests a little panic. They have realised they've got competition and they need to buck their ideas up. So just play you a little bit of this.
Hi creators, based on our experience of updating you all regarding our updates to profanity guidelines in November of last year, updated again in March, we are making sure we act on your feedback. You told us that when we update our guidelines, you value communication of changes, not only through posts to our update log, as well as studio notifications, but also hearing the changes explained in clear terms from some of the people who work on a given policy area. So, for updates to our ad guidelines, you can expect more videos like this one, walking you through the changes. Today, we're updating our advertiser-friendly content guidelines regarding controversial issues, specifically as they relate to sexual and domestic abuse, abortions, and eating disorders. Specifically, we are allowing creators to earn more ad revenue on content discussing topics such as abortion and adult sexual abuse. This means that content which discusses these topics without going into graphic detail can fully monetize. We know that videos covering topics like these can be a helpful resource to users. So we want to ensure that wherever possible, controversial issues discussed in a non-descriptive and non-graphic way aren't disincentivized through demonetization. We're also keenly aware that some creator communities feel like they get more yellow icons because they're uploading content about topics that disproportionately impact them. We hope these changes can give all creators more space to...
Well, I'll put a link to this guy's video. I'm very pleased to hear that YouTube are waking up and realising that, as I saw in the lockdown, eminent epidemiologists were voicing concerns about certain inoculations, and they were told they were disinformation, misinformation. I mean, it's, as I've said before, I don't see it so much as a conspiratorial thing as just a knee-jerk, ill-thought-out policy. You know, sweeping. Now, they're not going to demonetize people for talking about hot potatoes like abortion, and I'm not making any comment either way on that subject, or sexual abuse. But Graham and I have been penalised for saying Russell Brand is innocent until proven guilty. Now that is terrifying territory to enter. When our citizens go on YouTube and say, whoa, hang on a minute, we have a justice system in place. YouTube is not the justice system, and they are penalising us. We have been penalised ever since we made the very suggestion that it is the right of every human being in the civilised world innocent until proven guilty. And yet they are now saying they will not demonetize YouTubers who talk about things like abortion. Well, yeah, fair enough. That's great. If there are YouTubers out there who want to talk about the pros and cons, good luck to them. That is not something I'm going to be talking about. And that's a really extreme subject. But the creators have been terrified to say the word COVID or vaccine. I mean, YouTubers have been terrified to use swear words. As you know, I often use swear words, but YouTube have not punished me for that. What they have punished me for is daring to say innocent until proven guilty. Mr. Mohan, when you go to the press and you say that you have to make tough decisions and that you will always use the safety of the ecosystem and the YouTube community as your North Star, no, you're not. You have a big pitchfork and a big torch, and you have condemned a man who has not even been arrested. This is why I am encouraging other creators to have a backup plan on X, where they can upload their videos there with more security and safety, that free speech is being protected. Interestingly enough, and I don't know if he's done it yet or if he's going to do it, Elon is going to do a live, or has done a live, with Jewish leaders, and I think Ben Shapiro as well, I believe is Jewish, about anti-Semitism. Now, as you all know, I wear the Star of David. I am not Jewish. I wear that because of my own personal reasons and a promise that I said I would keep years ago and I will never break. And I did start to wear it in 2005-ish, when I realised that anti-Semitism was on the rise. To show support, to show younger people on the internet, it is not cool to do that. It's not cool to have a go at any sector of the community. Now, what Elon has said is that anti-Semites should not be deplatformed or silenced. And I agree with him. Let them be out there. Let them make their ridiculous case. And let us, mature adults, come back at them and say, what you say makes no sense. How can you hate an entire people? Elon is saying it should not be driven underground. It should be allowed into the open to be aired, and let the general public come to their own conclusions and realise the ridiculousness of prejudice. And it will be interesting. I'm going to keep a lookout for that live. Well, I'll keep my eye on Mr. Musk for other reasons, because anyone who reads the Bible, the last one, Revelations, have a little read of that. I love Elon. I love Elon. But I'm keeping my eye on him because I deeply suspect something. But that's a subject for another day. In the meantime, what Elon Musk is offering is free speech, a platform for free speech, where he is putting his trust in the public, as opposed to us being told by people like Neal Mohan that we're too stupid to make up our own minds. That all of you guys and me and Graham, we're just idiots, and we'll see something and we'll automatically believe it and we won't question it. Well, that's incredibly insulting, Mr. Mohan. That is incredibly insulting. I think what you're doing there is you're confusing us human beings with bots that have been bought by politicians and celebrities to pump up their popularity and build a case for the crap they say. So what I'd encourage everybody to do is stay on YouTube, but when a creator creates a video and says, just hit the link, you're in no way, shape or form paying anything or having to subscribe to X. You're literally just watching a video for free. Give it a try. See what you think. It's going to take time for Elon. It's a big company, X, for him to go through and make sure that everybody who's underneath him, who works for him, understands. And for so many years, Twitter was just lawless, and they were allowed, I believe each individual employee was allowed to set their own standard of what they think is moral and who they're going to block and who they're going to ban. It's such a big culture that was going on unaddressed for such a long time until Elon bought the company. It's going to take time, but it is bit by bit cleaning up. its act, and it is going to be the next competitor for YouTube, and that is why I chose to go with Elon Musk. I am disappointed that Russell Brand, although I love Rumble, I love the fact they stood up for free speech. I love the fact that they rejected the Parliament. It had the portcullis on it. It's the UK Parliament. I love that. But I just don't think it's a viable alternative. And Russell has nearly 12 million followers on X. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why Russell does not upload and pump X, especially as Elon has stood up for his rights of innocent until proven guilty. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for listening. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts, opinions and comments below on YouTube and somewhere on X, because I'm still trying to figure it all out. And I still can't see my blue tick. Thank you very much for listening.